Now for our feature story of the day, Abu Dhabi sovereign wealth fund announces buying $436 million worth of the Bitcoin ETF, BTC. So let's break this baby down, as well as the latest insights from the high priest of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin bishop himself, Max Keiser. So let's start with Max's tweet. Max and Stacy strike again. The Mideast dam of demand has burst. $1 trillion buy orders are on tap. God candle incoming. 2.2 million in play. And again, right off the back of this news, Abu Dhabi Sovereign Wealth Fund bought 436 million worth of Bitcoin ETFs just here in the first quarter. Another tweet from Max. Bitcoin country requires fighting on two fronts. Number one, building a strategic reserve to prepare for the self-destruction of the fiat money entrenched monopolists like the US dollar pushing central banks and global scammers like the IMF, the World Bank, and USAID. Number two, prevent shitcoiners from entering the country by any means necessary. El Salvador is the most successful country fighting this two-front world war Bitcoin, and it looks like wannabe countries like Argentina and the United States of America are losing. Fact, the world is heading to a Bitcoin standard. No fiat money, central bank, or globalist shitcoin like the IMF survives. The Bitcoin office established the battle plan for El Salvador to win the global hash war in 2022, and the plan is working brilliantly. Quoting Napoleon, never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Requote, never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Very powerful words from the high priest right there. And this was the recent meetup on their 22-year anniversary of Stacy and Max and Stacy. They met with Bukele and Michael Saylor discussing Bitcoin. And I know Max said he invited, Bukele and Saylor to the Max and Stacy Invitational in January of 2026. And I know Saylor's company is going to be a sponsor at the Max and Stacy Invitational. So I can't wait to attend and kick it with the OGs I most respect. You're looking at excellence right here, fam. But let's dive a little deeper into the Abu Dhabi story, and then we'll dive a little deeper into Max's 2.2 million target and why he firmly believes we're likely to hit that. So let's break this baby down. Welcome everyone just joining the live stream. In the final quarter of 2024, Abu Dhabi made a striking move in the digital asset space, revealing a $437 million investment into the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF we know as IBIT. The disclosure, confirmed in a filing with the US SEC, underscores the growing institutional embrace of Bitcoin by the sovereign wealth funds. The massive investment was made through Mubadala Investment Company, one of Abu Dhabi's premier sovereign wealth funds managing $280 billion worth of assets. Mubadala's acquisition of 8.2 million of the IBIT shares aligns with the broader trend of institutional capital flowing into the digital asset sector, particularly in the Middle East, where the governments are increasingly integrating the blockchain tech and the cryptos into the financial system. So yeah, BlackRock is in Abu Dhabi. They're all over the world. The timing of the investment, very notable, came just as BlackRock, world's largest asset manager, secured a commercial license to operate in Abu Dhabi, November 2024. BlackRock's IBIT, the dominant spot Bitcoin ETFs by assets under management, currently hold near 56 billion, reflecting the surge of institutional confidence in the BITI as a viable financial instrument. This is not Abu Dhabi's first foray into the digital assets. The Emirate has been actively exploring crypto-related ventures, including a significant investment into Bitcoin mining operations in 2023. That year, Marathon Digital and Abu Dhabi-based Zero2 announced plans to develop large-scale Bitcoin mining complex in the capital city, further signaling the region's commitment to the further of the digital finance. The revelation of the Abu Dhabi substantial Bitcoin stake also sparked reactions from industry figures. Bitcoin evangelist Anthony Pompliano took to X to highlight the strategic implications of the move. Quoting him here, Abu Dhabi's sovereign wealth fund just revealed they are buying hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin, and people still think the United States won't buy Bitcoin. The strategic Bitcoin reserve is happening, just a matter of time. And this is a tweet today from Pompliano, but I'll tell you who shared that first. Max has been preaching this from the rooftop for the longest time, and I've been echoing that sentiment. So shout out to the high priest. I mean, meanwhile, Bitcoin reacted positively to the announcement. We're currently back in the green on the day, which is a good sign. But let's dive a little deeper into Max Keiser's 2.2 million BITI price target. It was initially 220,000 and he upped it by a 10x. So why did Max 10x the target? Let's break her down. Saylor's artistic portrayal of Bitcoin has been the evangelist's mandate since now it's called Strategy B, formerly known as MicroStrategy, the first one to adopt the Bitcoin on the balance sheet as far as a publicly traded company is concerned back in 2020, and spreading the Bitcoin gospel, as we do each and every day at the Bitcoin Cafe with the CNA fam. And his ultimate strategy is for the Bitcoin bank end game. That's according to Saylor himself. Saylor's recent description of how the U.S. can alter the BRICS attempt to demean its economy has caught the attention of the Bitcoin maxis, including the one and only Bishop of the Biddy, Max Keiser, and Bukele, El Salvador pro-Bitcoin president, raised his Bitcoin price target from 200,000 to 2.2 million. And and that's citing Saylor's grand rug pull. So let's actually look at this receipt on X from Max Keiser, dated right here. The date is December 7, 2024. Got 1.1 million views. He wrote, I'm raising my target price for the Biddy from 220,000 to 2.2 million. Saylor's speculative attack on the 20 trillion global gold market has a very high probability of success. Microsoft, I believe that stands for, leveraging the 200 trillion global fixed income market. A rug pull gold is happening. Now, I don't think Microsoft actually followed through when there was talks. You remember when Saylor was speaking for their board of directors and such like that. But guess who the primary shareholders of Microsoft are? You guessed it, the lizard folks. So not surprise at the same time, but I digress. But yeah, in the interview, Saylor inferred that the U.S. could use Bitcoin to stop the BRICS dollar harassment, stated a massive adoption of the Biddy as a reserve asset would hedge against the attack for the U.S. economy. The MicroStrategy chairman advised the U.S. government to acquire 20 to 25% of the Bitcoin circulating cap. I repeat, MicroStrategy chairman advised the U.S. government to, Trump, that's you, acquire 20 to 25% of the Bitcoin circulating cap and store it as a global reserve asset. Sell the gold and stack the Biddy. In fact, gold is the poor man's Bitcoin. Am I right or am I right? That's a great quote by Max, by the way. He argued that the move would steer a global Bitcoin buying spree, boosting the asset's value and consequently the U.S. economy. So if the U.S. really wants to reduce the debt, they stack the Biddy. But the question becomes, are they going to reduce the debt? Is it in their best interest to reduce the debt, or do they want us in debt and enslaved and in control? That's my question for the guys here today. Furthermore, Saylor also teased a great twist on a strategy involving the U.S. selling all of its gold reserves to stack Bitcoin. The chairman insisted the ploy would demonetize the entire global asset class, affecting the U.S. enemies. I got enemies. Bitcoin for the Treasury, Bitcoin for the Kennedys, who hold a substantial amount of the precious metal. Notably, the plot would ensure gold's 20 billion market cap would shift into the Biddy. Rug pulling, and I believe they mean trillion. FYI, obviously, gold has a lot larger than a 20 billion market cap. Must mean 20 trillion. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Saylor noted the twist will see the U.S. control over 100 trillion in assets for the world reserve currency network. And diving deeper into Max Keiser's Biddy prediction, Keiser implies Saylor revealed MicroStrategy's incessant fixed income market exploration endgame, stated the software firm has been raising funds from the 200 trillion sector to rug pull the goal, speculating it would come to fruition. And on that basis, Keiser raised his Bitcoin projection tenfold from 220 G's to 2.2 million per coin. This cycle is a peak. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Notably, the price call still falls below Saylor's 13 million Bitcoin prediction. Why so bearish, Max? Why so bearish? Meanwhile, a surge to 2.2 million from the current market price of 98 would entail a 2,100 upsurge percentage, and that's a blackjack, baby. And if you don't know, now you know. Welcome everyone to the live stream. What it do? We have 1,800 viewers, and yes, it is espresso, right? Trump needs to get off his ass and buy Bitcoin before he loses his chance for America. Amen. I mean, now is the time. If they don't take action and they let this pass them, it's going to be a sad look for the United States of America. You feel me? You know what got laundered back into the campaign funds for the Uniparty? Word up. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on Max Keiser's 2.2 million target, Abu Dhabi, $500 million acquisition of the Bitcoin, just as Max has been calling for the longest time. Everyone's like, they're not going to do it. There's no way. They would have announced it. No, they wouldn't announce it before they buy it. They actually buy it and then they announce it only when they have to, because nobody wants to pay extra for Bitcoin when you're worth trillions of dollars and you have sovereign wealth fund with access to hundreds of billions of dollars. You feel what I'm saying? But currently Trump is the only strategy, US dollar only strategy. Is that laser cat? Let me know. Did Barclays Bank buy the Biddy? Well, the headline with Barclays, let me read that to you in case you missed it. Barclays purchased 131 million of the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. So yes and no. Yes, they purchased Bitcoin. No, they don't own the real asset. They own the IOU. Wah, wah. But anyways, that's adoption for you. More biddies for us.